for 6.4, 10, 11, and 12, they're talking about whether things are orthogonal or whether orthogonal, parallel, or neither. And so I'm just going to do all three of these at one time just to show you. Yes, the dot product turns out to be 0 if your vectors are orthogonal. So you could do a dot product, but then what do you do if they're parallel? So I feel that it's just as easy to do the slope. And you'll notice that all of these are in component form because even in the IJ, this one is 7 comma negative 7 with the angle brackets, and this one is negative 1 comma negative 1. You just take the I and the J away, and then you do the angle brackets to make it component form. So if I'm doing slope, I would do the slope of u, the m for slope of u, would be the y value over the x value, which is negative 1. So my slope of u is 1. And then the slope of v is negative 1 over negative 1, which turns out to be 1. Now when you look at those two things, yeah, they're orthogonal because they're negative reciprocals of each other, or when you multiply them, you get negative 1. Now you could do the dot product. The dot product is going to turn out to be 0, so that'd be fine. For number 11, I would just do the slope of u. I'm getting 6 over 4, which is 3 halves. You put the y over the x. When you do slope, you do y to the sky. What's the slope of v? That's negative 3 over negative 2. Well, that 2 negatives makes a positive. Now notice, those are identical slopes. And what does it mean if they're identical slopes? It's going to mean that they are parallel. Now on this one down here, the numbers are a little more difficult, but you still would do the slope of u would be 5 over the negative 25 over 12. And I can just do this like 5 times 12 over negative 25. So I can cross off the 5, that's a 1. So I'm dividing both of these by 5, and I'm getting negative 12 over 5. You could go to your calculator and do 5 divided by the fraction. Just put the fraction in parentheses before you do the division. And then when I do the slope of v, my y value is negative 5 fourths, and I'm dividing by negative 3. So this would be negative 5 fourths times, remember negative 3 is like negative 3 over 1, so you're going to multiply by 1 over negative 3, and I'm getting negative 5 over negative 12, which is positive 5 twelfths. And when I look at those two things, for me, those two things are negative reciprocals, so they're orthogonal. So yes, I can do dot product to prove something's orthogonal or not, but because they also throw in the parallel or neither, I might as well just do the slopes.